Hello friends, and welcome back to Stories About Entitled People. We start our video with a story in which the stupidity of the customers played a cruel joke on them. But before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you're new here and turn on notifications so you don't miss a new video every single day. Here we go. I want this discount specifically. Sure, mate, you got it. So this happened to my supervisor while we were working together a couple years back when I was working in a high street Italian restaurant in a little town in Berkshire, UK. For a bit of background, in the UK, we have this thing called a taste card, where if you're a member, you get discounts at certain eateries, and our chain was one of them. Some places gave free starters, some 50% off. This is important for later, but the offer we gave was 2 for 1 on all food courses. Edit. By this I mean that no drinks are included. The discount applies only to food. It's a sizable discount. However, at the time, we were also doing loyalty cards for 40% off the total bill. Now, I'm on the evening shift with SS, who's Hungarian but speaks very good English and is generally a good egg. She's the type of European that even the Brexiters are happy to have around. S would bend over backwards to help a nice customer, but F, she would dig her heels in if the customer was rude. On this particular evening, we had a supremely rude family of 8, 2 A-hat parents and 6 little bundles of pure energy. These guys all had 3-course meals. But most importantly, the parents shared a bottle of our most expensive wine. They let their hellspawn run around, knocking glasses and cutlery off empty tables, leaving fingerprints on mirrors, and generally being perfect little adverts for contraception. Seriously, these efforts were the Durex marketing director's dream. Anyways, at the end of the meal, the father, who from now on is CB for Seabag, slides over his taste card with a effing grin that just makes you want to rub acetone into paper cuts between the webbing of his fingers and toes. S takes a look at the taste card and informs him that it's only valid on tables of 6 or less. I can feel her satisfaction from the bar. CB. That's ridiculous. Why? S. It's not my choice, sir. I'm afraid it's company policy. Fine. I want to split my table into 2 tables of 4 and pay separately. No, I'm not going to do that, sir, because it's clearly just a cheat. CB's superior grin is now evaporating rapidly. You know what? Give me your manager, or somebody English that can understand the damn rules, because you obviously can't. Stone-faced. Okay, no problem. S signals for me to come over, and despite being just a lowly waiter, I explain that she's correct and that it does say so on the website, etc. CB's having none of it, and his wife, Mrs. CB, is getting irate. At this point, other customers are getting aggy because of the scene, so S gives them the 40% off code to shut them up. Now, this code has given them 40% off all their food and all their drinks, including the 30-pound bottle of wine. As she's doing the discount, it occurred to both of us that they're probably getting a better deal this way anyways, which is effing irritating. But here's the sweet, sweet justice. Upon serving them their 40% reduced bill, Mr. and Mrs. CB aren't happy. They are in fact outraged and appalled that we would dare to offer them only 40% off when their taste card gets them 50% off. They insisted on the taste card discount and demanded to see the manager if S didn't comply. That's when S gets hit with divine inspiration. If these knuckle-draggers are too dense to read the T&Cs, they deserve to lose out. F them. S. Okay, just this one time, I'll bend the rules and take flack from my GM and give you the taste card discount. CB. Thank you. It's good to see you use your initiative. Immediately, me and S know what's about to happen. She hesitates for a moment before voiding the old discount and putting the new one in. We both grin as the new total shoots up by well over 30 pounds. That's about 45 to 50 US dollars for those of you who use Monopoly money. S serves them the new bill, and the CBs are foaming at the mouth. Before they say anything, S puts her hand up and says, "Sir, you insisted on the taste card discount. I have done exactly what you asked. Somehow, I don't think my managers will mind," before walking away, leaving them with mouths wide open in slack-jawed rage. They slam the exact amount of cash down on the table and yell about S's effing cheek on the way out. I believe people call euros Monopoly money because it's colorful. US dollars are largely monochromatic. And our second story. Entitled company thinks it's my fault that they didn't double-check what they were renting. I was on vacation in Florida. I rented one half of a duplex home. It was a pretty nice place. The first few nights of my stay were great, until the entitled family shows up. They pull into the driveway with a van packed full of kids and luggage. When I say packed full, I mean at least 20 pounds of their items fell out as soon as they opened the trunk. The mom walks her two kids into the other side of the duplex, and they immediately start making lots of noise. Okay, I thought, I'm just going to have to suck up being next to a loud family. If only that was all. About 20 minutes after they arrived, I hear someone trying to open the front door to my side of the house. It's the dad. At first, I'm slightly scared, but after a minute or so, I open the door to see if they're confused. Oh, they were confused, all right. ED's entitled dad, AM is annoying mom. ED, we had this house rented for 2 p.m. What the hell are you doing here? Me, I've been staying here for several days now. I have this rented for 3 more days. No, we rented this house from today to next week. Okay, did you book the other side? Your wife seems to have unloaded most of your luggage there. What do you mean the other side? If you expect me to share this house with some random creep. No, sir, this home is a 2-family home separated by a wall in the middle with 2 separate entrances. I have no access to the other side. Are you sure you didn't book the other side? I booked this home. What the F? No one told me I only get half of it. It's not my problem. Sorry, have a nice day. I close the door, but then ED starts knocking and he won't shut up. I ignore this for about 15 minutes. Then I finally answer because I just can't be bothered trying to ignore a man-child having a temper tantrum. Me. Yes? Let me in my rental now, or I'm calling the effing police. Dude, it's not your rental. It's not my fault you couldn't be bothered to figure out basic property details for a rental. Just go to your side and shut up. ED then threatens to call the cops. I tell him to go ahead since I'm clearly in the right. While ED is fake dialing 911, AM shows up with that stupid rich lady carefree attitude. Can we finish unloading this stuff? We can have the cops evict this guy later. ED fake calling 911. The creepy pervert won't leave our vacation rental. AM. It's so annoying when the rental agencies scam people like this. ED continues his stupid temper tantrum while I go inside. Sure enough, the cops that he threatened to bring never showed up. ED's tantrum continued for over an hour. He even went as far as to blockade my side of the driveway with chairs and other junk. ED's oldest son, about 12, is helping his mother unload items and is visibly embarrassed by his father's tantrum. I don't know if ED is stupid, clueless, or very smart, because while he was throwing his fit, his wife and eldest son unloaded all the junk from the van, and he didn't have to do anything. ED kept making annoying comments for the rest of my stay whenever we happened to bump into each other in the driveway because clearly it's my fault that he couldn't be bothered to be informed about his own vacation rental. And our last story. Neighbor demands I relocate my home office or stop working from home entirely. A bit of backstory. My husband and I both work from home with fully remote jobs. We have a 3-bedroom house. 1 room is our bedroom, 1 room is my husband's office, and the other room is my office. Other than that, we have a couple bathrooms, a living room, and a kitchen, none of which I care to turn into an office. This is relevant later. Every day starting about 3:30, a gaggle of children play in the street in front of my house. They live on either end of the street. None of them reside in any of the houses they play in front of. Multiple times I've asked them to keep it down or play elsewhere as they're really loud and distracting. They literally just scream at the top of their lungs sometimes. I don't ask them to move or keep it down every day, just days when they're extra loud. I've also had to ask them on multiple occasions to get out of my yard. I never cuss or berate them. I simply ask them to keep it down in a polite manner. After all, they're just kids. So today I called out the window asking them to keep it down. They moved closer to my house and got even louder. Once again, I asked them to keep it down. This time, Entitled Dad came waddling over, and that's where our story starts. Entitled Dad comes over and rings our doorbell, then proceeds to beat on my door. This isn't the first time he's come to justify his kid's behavior. I refuse to answer the door and speak to him over our doorbell camera. Entitled Dad. Todd. Is there a problem? Me. Yes, sir. I continually have to ask your children to keep it down. We work from home and it's incredibly distracting. Can they play in front of your house instead of mine? I work from home too. Okay, great. So can they play in front of your house so you have to listen to them? Don't you ever speak to my children again, or that'll be the last thing you do. Okay, I need to get you off my property right now or I'm calling the cops. You better not speak to my children again. You'll regret it. I wouldn't have to if they played in front of your house, so you have to listen to them, not me. Once again, we work from home and it's incredibly distracting when they're screaming at the top of their lungs. You're now trespassing on my property. I've asked you to leave already. Do I need to call the cops? Why don't you go into your office and work there instead? They won't bother you if you aren't here. We are both 100% remote. We don't have an office we can go into. Then you should move your office to the back of your house. Can't do that either. My husband's office is in the back room. This is the only option for my office. Please leave now or I'm calling the cops. I'll not warn you again. We live in a relatively narrow 2-story house. There isn't really anywhere further from the road aside from one room my husband uses as his office. We go back and forth with him threatening that if I speak to his kids again, it'll be the last thing I do. I assume his little angel children exaggerated their story when they told him I asked them to keep it down or move elsewhere. I demand he leave my property or I'm calling the cops. He then went and stood on the sidewalk, flipping me off continuously with his threats. Like, who the F do you think you are demanding I rearrange my house or leave my house to work? When the solution is you parent your kids and teach them to be respectful of people's property and stay out of my yard and keep it down. Not to mention we have a neighborhood park just down the street, way safer than playing in the middle of the street/stranger's yard. Anyhow, just needed to get that off my chest and thought you kind folks might enjoy my tale. Hey guys, thank you all for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one.